Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 2 Remastered on Brutal difficulty. This is my guide and walkthrough. We're currently on Chapter 15 of 26. It is entitled Trainwrecked, which is an allusion to Uncharted 1's Chapter 4, which was entitled Plane Wrecked. So there's an important line of dialogue that Nathan says over here. Now, whether it's important to you is, going to be down to the individual, but to me, it really resonated to me as a player. The line, you might not be able to hear it. He says it over here at some point. And to paraphrase, he says something like, it'd be a lot easier just to let go. And when I heard him say that, I'm not sure if he says it on Chapter 1, because this is the same thing you're doing from Chapter 1. Although it's the same thing and it's not the same thing, because they let you, like for instance right here, they let you jump up a little bit more quickly. You don't have to do all the same platforming. It's, in reality, it doesn't make sense, but from the perspective of somebody playing the game who's already done this and they don't want to have to do the whole thing over, in the same way, it's really, I think it's an innovative thing to do, and it's a very respectful thing for just player convenience, and I really appreciate that Naughty Dog did that. But the thing about what Nathan says, it'd be a lot easier to let go. I took that to heart when I played this game, because to me it meant it'd be a lot easier just to stop playing brutal, because I'm one of those people that always doubts my ability to do things. So while Nathan says it'd be a lot easier just to let go, you might say to yourself, it'd be a lot easier just to stop playing this fucking difficulty because it's just too hard. I can't do it, So it's one of those moments where you have to think, and you have to just consider, do you want to do it? Can you do it? Maybe you don't think you can do it. And then the beautiful thing is, what if you can do it? Because I gave up the first time I played this game, but I kept going. I deleted the guide a couple times, but I kept coming back, and I think that's the important thing, Self-doubt, it's just one of those antagonists in life. But I've usually hated this level, but I found this level to be quite fun. The only thing I object to is that you can do this entire first part completely via stealth and still not get a checkpoint when enemies show up. So you are going to see me do this completely stealthily. Now, the weapon switching trick, I think I mentioned earlier that it's not as relevant or pertinent as it is in Uncharted 1. I redact that. It is as pertinent as it is in Uncharted 1. Note the position of that hammer right there. I thought the enemy over here was the shadow there, so I mistook my own shadow for this son of a bitch, and I was able to slide under him, hit him in the balls, knock him down. So this is the way I do it. Now, when I say that ammo switching is not as important, it is, but on this chapter, I think they let it slide because you don't have anything and you're wounded. So what we're going to do now is just come up to this guy real quick, take him out. I pressed the square button prematurely. And now what we're going to do, I believe there's 3 guys left. So I'm going to stand right here, and we're just going to play a waiting game for the guy right ahead of us on the ground, not the one up on the train, to make his slow way over to where we're at. He's going to take his time. I'm not going to speed this up, though. I don't believe in speeding things up when it comes to stealth, because it's misleading if somebody sees edits or something sped up in a stealth section, because it misconstrues what's actually the pathing of the enemies and what their pathing is all about. So once this guy comes over here, you're all free and clear. Once you get the sign of the posture from the pirate, just give him a good smack, knock him over. Now what do you want when you hole yourself up here? I don't think I took the grenade launcher. I might have, but you have to realize one of the things about making guides is that not only is the difficulty brutal, it really means brutal, but the thing is, sometimes there's checkpoints that occur that I have to line the footage up in a certain way. I could do a crossfade, but sometimes I would just prefer to have it look more seamless. So what I do is, and by the way, this is a good way to deal with these guys over here. Take care of this guy real quick, and then take care of the guy down below. Now, when I get my first checkpoint over here, I do the fight, and then, excuse me, I don't get you don't get a checkpoint right away. But when I do get the checkpoint, it puts you down on the ground. So what I had to do every time is flee to safety and get to the spot where I was when I want to have the edit mark. So it was not only a matter of beating this on brutal, but it was also like a behind the scenes technical problem of trying to avoid doing a crossfade and rather getting into a position where I could line the footage up and have it look really good. But okay, so there's the completed section. I thought you get a trophy for doing that, I'm not sure. But now you see where it says up on the D-pad, just ignore that. Flee up here to safety. This is going to be our stronghold. And the strange thing is you don't get a checkpoint yet. So if these guys kill you, it doesn't matter that you did that whole room without anybody seeing you. So the grenade launcher is going to spawn every time you get a checkpoint. There's actually 2 checkpoints. There's one checkpoint that they give you, and it's real nice. But over here, I don't think it's fair. Once you clear that whole area, especially if you've done it completely stealthily, they should give you a checkpoint before you kill these guys. But now, since you haven't been spotted, what you want to do is, this is one of those places that it's safe and it's not safe. But in this whole area, finding a safe place is very challenging, and this is the place that most players will go to, and including me. I've always just gone up here. I've not copied players and going up here. It seemed the logical place to go for me. But I think you need to kill about 4 people, 3 to 4 people. Now people can throw grenades up here, which is annoying, and I haven't mentioned it, but grenades sometimes will knock you out of cover. It isn't the most disruptive thing as it is. Oh, this is Jesus Christ. I got fucked around with so much trying to maneuver around the cover over here that I got upset. But I believe in the 3rd game you get knocked out of cover a lot, but in this game, unless the grenade's like right next to you, you don't get knocked out of cover. How I survived with getting fucked around with the cover over here is beyond me. But see, enemies will come from behind you, and you've just got to keep moving the camera around. And it's unfortunate that you can't control the speed at which you move it. So once you've killed the final guy, you're going to get, I think I can't remember, but I know there's heavies. But things like this, like when these guys pop up, it's real nice. Like right here, it's like getting a little present when they come right there. So now you get a checkpoint. And okay, so now there aren't heavies, so there's just more soldiers. But if you can understand this, you do get a checkpoint. My problem was they put you down there on the ground every time, and I'm sorry about this trophy popping up, guys. I think it's unprofessional just to have random trophies pop up like that. So I do apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not being sarcastic. I just don't like to see that. I should have turned the notifications off. No, I don't mind them coming up at the end of a guide. Also, there's another checkpoint over here where they put you on the ground too, so I had to come up here every time, minding that I didn't get killed. Look at this. There's 3 heavies. Look, another gift, mana from heaven right there. Now I'm going to do my jump for joy. But between those checkpoints, you want to grab the grenade launcher every time and take care of everybody with their grenade launcher. And it's actually quite a fun section, actually, but the not getting a checkpoint after you completely stealth the room is a little unfair. Every time it says up on the D-pad for the point of interest, you should definitely be getting a checkpoint. And then the courtesy of them giving you a checkpoint right after those 3 heavies drop in, after you've only killed like 3 people, it's just incongruous, and I find that even though I appreciate the courtesy at the end, I don't really appreciate not getting a checkpoint after clearing a whole bunch of enemies, and I didn't even get seen, so I did a better job than messing up. So I hope that helped. That was chapter 15. We're going to be doing the very brief chapter 16 next, and we're going to be, well, we're not going to know where we are, because I think the title is Where Are We? So you know exactly where you are. You're at Bic Benedict Productions, and that's a good place to be. Take care.